living life and managing finances is very similar to playing chess. If you focus on only one thing, you risk losing the game. In this video today, we will be highlighting how diversifying your investments to the US market right now can be a correct move for your portfolio in the long run. So, hello everyone, and thank you for your time and evincing interest in IDFC US Equity Fund of Fund, IDFC Mutual Fund's first international offering. At the outset, we would also like to thank ICICI Securities for providing us this platform and also helping investors make an informed decision. I am Shirshendu Basu, Head Products at IDFC Asset Management Company. I am joined by Mr. Gaurav Parija, Head of Sales and Marketing, IDFC Asset Management Company. To start with, my first question to you, Gaurav, is why did IDFC choose US markets for international allocation for the Indian investor?
Thank you, Shashandu, for the introduction and introducing the theme. Once again, thank you, ICICI Securities, for giving us an opportunity to speak on this topic. So before I answer this question, Shashandu, just let me set the context. We all know that the key to creating wealth is asset allocation. Now, traditionally, asset allocation meant diversifying across asset classes. So you had equity, fixed income, gold, etc. With increasing linkages of markets across the world and the opportunities for investors to look at markets outside of the home country, the new and suggested method of asset allocation also involves geographical diversification, especially with markets which have very low correlation. When I say low correlation, the movement of your market versus the other market you're investing in. So you are looking at markets, especially with low correlation with the home market. This brings me to the first of the 5 reasons as to why one should look at investing in the US. Now, if you have to look at market movements of the US over the number of years compared to India, what we find is a very interesting statistic is that in many of the years, the US market has actually moved very, very different to the Indian markets. For example, if in a particular year, the Indian market went down, the US market actually went up and vice versa. And hence, it's a very important aspect to remember that the US equity markets are actually a complementary to an Indian investor's portfolio and not a competitor. Now, the second reason why someone should look at the US market is, do remember that US is a huge market and huge by multiple instances and data points. Firstly, the global GDP contribution of US to the global GDP is around 24%. Now, not only is that a large number by itself, but do remember that there are a number of companies which are listed in the US contribute to the overall earnings of the global earnings pool. Now, very interestingly, when someone looks at the US markets and the companies listed in it, they do not realize that of all the earnings these companies generate, close to 40% of their revenues come from markets outside of the US, which in effect means a company might be listed in the US, but generates and serves customers to the extent of 40% outside of the US. And that's a very, very important reason that investing in the US market is like a proxy of investing across the globe. The third reason is not only should you be looking at a market which is complementary, is a large market, but also a market which has delivered very consistent and stable returns. Now, if you have to look at the major investing blocks across the world, you have the US, you have the European markets, you have Japan, you have China. What we find is that over longer periods of time, the US market has actually been one of a fairy tale sort of a market where the US markets have delivered very consistent long-term returns with very low volatility. And over the last 2 decades, if you have to look at calendar year returns, you can split the the years into 2 parts. One, where there are phases of negative low growth interest rate environment in the globe, and second phases where there's a global rally. And in both the instances, especially in a negative low growth environment globally, US markets have proved to be extremely resilient in their performance. For example, post the European debt crisis in 2011, the US market returned a positive 2%, in the same year, most markets and in markets like India were down 37%. On the way back, most markets bounced back to the levels of between 20 to 26%. US also delivered a very strong absolute return of 16%. And what this means is that in both phases, in a low interest rate environment, as also in periods of global rally, the US market has proved to be very resilient in its performance. Now, why is this performance of the markets coming? And all along, we've been saying that markets are a slave to earnings. So if you are to dissect the returns of the markets, we find very, very interesting data points coming through. So over the last, again, 15 years, if you were to look at the earnings of the US companies versus the earnings of the world, ex-US, we find that the earnings from the Russell 1000, which is the large cap growth index in the US, has been close to 6%, whereas in the same period, the MSCI World Index has shown a negative growth rate of earnings of 3.6%. And that's a very, very interesting and important data point to remember, because clearly it shows that earnings of the companies have resulted in strong returns from the market. And last but not the least, as Indians look at investing abroad, as Indians have liabilities in other parts of the world, there is a need to create what we believe is a dollar asset, given all the dollar liabilities are coming up. Now, given that this fund invests in the US markets with the base currency being the dollar, you're actually creating a dollar asset by investing into this fund. So these are the 5 reasons why, Shishindu, I believe you should be looking at investing in the US.
Thank you, Gaurav. So if I may summarize, US markets have been the best performing during the last over 10 years, backed with high quality of earning, along with a relatively low volatility. In addition, since Indian markets have a low correlation with the US market, making it a very complementary strategy. Thanks, Gaurav, for alluding that point. My next question to you is, at this point in time, the US market is around an all-time high. The valuations are rich. Isn't it too late to enter now? Is the bull market nearing to an end? Now, these are the questions which are there in our minds and quite likely in investors' mind. What would you have to say if I ask you this question is, why should an Indian investor look at allocating to US now?
Thanks, Shishindu. Very, very relevant questions and very important questions in the context of what is happening in the world. And so let me start by tackling the elephant in the room, which is high valuations. Now, the price earnings of the S&P 500 is currently trading at about 21.5 times, which is a premium of approximately 32%. Now, on the face of it, 32% looks like a very, very high premium. However, if you cut and slice the data and remove just the top 10 companies from the S&P 500, the price earning actually drops to 18.9 times, and the premium drops from 32% to just about 21%. So what this effectively is telling us, that the remaining 490 stocks aren't as pricey, and therefore offers significant potential to benefit from in the long run. It is also important to realize that most markets in the world are at a slightly higher valuations than their averages, and this premium in the US market is to be seen from the context. Now, the second point as to why we think this is not a bad time to be investing in the US market is, always remember that as fund managers, or as asset managers, we've been saying that time in the market is far more important than timing the market. It is essential we participate, stay invested, and then benefit from growth over the long term. A unique point in the US market we've noticed, again, from data points for the last 30-35 years, is that even if you had to invest every year in the US market at that year's high, the average 1-year return was around 14%. Now, this is not to say that the average return every year by investing in the high going forward also be 14, but please remember, data points in the past do mean and reflect something. The third reason why we think it's not a bad time to invest in the US market is that the US, like India, is a consumption-driven economy with about 70% of its GDP driven by consumption. The big difference, though, compared to India is that the US consumption is directed at discretionary consumption, whereas the Indian consumption is directed at staple consumption. The good news is that the US household debt servicing ratio is near its historic low. All along, we've been told that US is a country of borrowers. Clearly, that has changed. And from historic high debt service ratios of 13% in 2007-8, the ratio has come down to as low as 9%. This, coupled with the fact that US has pretty much now reached herd immunity and is showing signs of a quick normalization, we believe it is a great time to invest in the beneficiaries of the reopening. Data suggests and experts believe that the US GDP is expected to grow at about 7% this year, which is clearly one of the highest GDP growths in the last 40 years. Moving on, we also need to be aware that the US is considered to be at the core of global innovation and has names that we can benefit from by staying invested for the long term. These are long-term growth stories and companies which are structurally strong. The last point, and one of the questions always being asked, is, are we at the end of the bull market in the US? Now, again, we have some very interesting data points which shows that the current bull market, which started in late March 2020, last year, if we were to end today, would be by far one of the shortest bull cycles since the 1960s. While we always say that don't always look at history and the future might have some different data points, but the chances of it ending early seem unlikely, considering all the other points I alluded to in terms of the unlocking of the economy, US now being very close to herd immunity, the low debt service ratio, the high net worth of the US households. And hence, we believe the current bull market may be still some way off.
Thank you, Gaurav, for alluding that point. So it means that US economy is very well poised to capture the benefits of the reopening of the economy. In addition to that, considering they have companies which have a focus towards innovation and technology, it's likely that the earning momentum is more likely to continue over there. So with that, my final question to you, Gaurav, is why should an investor consider IDFC US Equity Fund of Fund?
Thanks, Yashantu. Let me start with explaining how the investment structure works. Now, it's a very simple structure. It's a feeder fund. So investors would need to invest in the IDFC fund, which in turn would invest its current underlying into the current underlying fund, which we've chosen as the JP Morgan US Growth Fund. The JP Morgan US Growth Fund invests primarily in large cap securities and some mid caps listed on the US Stock Exchange. Typically, the number of stocks it holds in its portfolio ranges from 60 to 90, and the underlying benchmark is the Russell 1000 benchmark. What is the investment approach of this fund? The underlying fund is actively managed. It has a well-tested fundamental bottom-up stock selection process. The underlying fund is growth-oriented. It's positioned to benefit from reopening of the economy, like I alluded to earlier, while majorly being invested in long-term secular trends. Now, the beauty of this fund is that the fund can take bets against the benchmark. And therefore, while it invests and benefits from investments in well-known large companies, it can take active calls and benefit from investing in companies outside of the top 10 index constituents. The underlying fund has broad exposure to US equity markets without any particular sector or market cap bias, with currently a lower exposure to the top 10 index constituents. Now, the crux of any fund is the portfolio management team which runs the fund. The underlying fund has a seasoned, proven fund management team with deep US market expertise. The lead portfolio manager, Giri Developalli, has actually been managing the US fund or US strategy of this fund from 2003. The fund we would be investing is the UCITS strategy, which has been launched in 2011. And last but not the least, for an Indian investor to be looking at investing in the US, a very simple route is buying a INR denominated fund, the IDFC US Equity Fund of Fund, which in turn invests into the underlying US fund. The investment process, subscription, redemptions are like any other mutual fund. The only difference being the redemption of a typical Indian mutual fund ranges from T+1 to T+3 days. This would be T+5 days, given that there is an underlying fund in the US where we have to redeem from. And these are the reasons why, Shishandu, I believe that one needs to look at the IDFC US Equity Fund of Funds.
Thank you, Gaurav. And I'm sure the audience now has a fair understanding of why US equities, why invest now, and why they should consider IDFC US Equity Fund of Fund. Participants, if you want more information and to know more about how to invest in IDFC US Equity Fund of Fund, you can visit the mutual fund, within the mutual fund, the NFO tab in ICICIdirect.com website. We once again take this opportunity to thank you for your time and also thank ICICI Securities for giving us this opportunity to showcase our fund. Thank you all.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.